Hi, welcome to my totally legit K-pop news show. My name is Angelina. I've been gone for a little bit. Let's not talk about that. But on Sundays, we talk about all of the K-pop news from throughout the week. And today, I wanted to talk about GIDLE reproducing and re-editing content without Soojin, BTS and their McDonald's collaboration, the accusations being made towards the group April, and some back and forth with DSP Media again, and so much more. So if you're interested in one of these subjects or maybe all of them, you can feel free to skip through as I've separated this video into super fancy segments. Let's start off with GIDLE and their next comeback, which will not be featuring member Soojin. So if you guys remember, I made a video talking about all of the recent accusations that have been coming up towards a multitude of idols. It was really accusation after accusation, and we had a bunch of companies coming forward either denying the claims or saying that they needed more time to look into the claims. In Soojin's case, Kpop actually denied the claims, but then the accusations kept coming and Soojin herself actually released her own statement, but that wasn't the end of it. Ultimately, after all of this, she was put on hiatus. Basically, Kpop had announced that GIDLE would continue on as 5 members for the time being. So of course, fans feel a certain way about companies kind of leaving one member behind while the rest of them continue on doing specific projects. On one hand, fans are quite understanding that it's probably a good idea to give that idol a break. If the accusations are true, they should obviously reflect on their actions and so on. If it's not true, then it's still good to give the idol time out of the limelight for a little bit. However, there are some fans that think it's not fair that the company isn't doing enough to be protecting their idols. Whatever the case may be, Kpop has stuck to their word that GIDLE would continue on as 5 members for the time being. And this has been brought up again because the group is set to release a song with the entertainment platform called Universe. So the song is called Last Dance, and it was announced that Soojin would not participate, Universe releasing the following statement. We would like to tell you about GIDLE's new song and music video produced by Universe Music. GIDLE finished recording Last Dance, produced by Groovy Room, making the music video and creating additional content in February, and we had planned to release them at the end of April. They then go on to say that because of the issue that arose in March, the group is continuing as 5, and after discussing with Kpop about the song and music, considering the contractual relationship with distributors and partners and both tangible and intangible losses, they decided it would be too difficult to reproduce everything from scratch all over again. Therefore, we have decided to adjust the existing structure as follows. The song's composition and lyrics have been modified, and the 5 GIDLE members have re-recorded the song. After redistributing the parts, the group will release it without Soojin. Continuing by saying that promotional materials such as photos and videos will try their best to center around just the 5 members as much as possible. They even said that they went as far as re-editing the music video to minimize her appearance in it as much as possible. And actually, if we look at some of the teasers, you can see her, but she's definitely not front and center. You can tell an effort's been made to, of course, effectively minimize her appearance. Ending off with, Universe will continue to work hard to provide better content, thank you. Which seems quite extreme, right? I mean, they said it would be a little too difficult to reproduce everything, but then they went through all the trouble to reproduce the song and to, re-edit the music video and all of that jazz. And I find this is happening more and more because she's definitely not the only idol to be affected by this. We also have Hyunjoo from Stray Kids, who is also on hiatus, who is also being cut out of promotional things, who is also being cut out of TV shows, whose appearance is also being minimized in things that have already been filmed. But it seems that the show must go on, right? As mentioned, they have contractual obligations and so on. It honestly really makes me think, how long do they predict that this idol will be on hiatus for? Do they predict it's going to be a really long time? Why can't they really wait? Is it truly because of those contractual obligations? Is there a time crunch, or do they really think that this idol might not come back? Do you think there's a possibility that they're kind of preparing for something like that to happen? Do you think this could possibly turn into something permanent? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving on to another update from a story that we previously talked about, and that is former member of April, Hyunjoo. So I will be giving a little bit of a trigger warning because I will be reading her letter, which does describe how she felt during that time, which can be a bit sensitive for some people, so please keep that in mind. So previously, it was actually her brother who came online and made accusations towards the group. He alleged that she was ostracized from the group, treated terribly within the group, and that she didn't actually leave the group to pursue her acting career, as many people had believed previously, but that it was because of her members. And of course, DSP Media denied these claims, but there was some back and forth. But it basically ended with DSP Media threatening legal action against Hyunjoo and her brother. However, more recently, on April 18th, Hyunjoo released her own statement in regards to all of this. At the moment, my agency has only released statements that are different from the truth, and they have sued my younger brother, who is still a young student, and my acquaintances. The parents of the perpetrators have also sent me and my parents text messages of blame. She admits that it did take a long time to admit that this stuff happened because she was scared of these repercussions. However, in spite of that, for the sake of the people who showed courage for me and the people who supported me, I felt like I needed to finally muster the courage now at least, which is why I'm writing this. She alleges that this all started in 2014 up until 2016 when she left the group, describing how it was difficult being 17 years old, living 24/7 in a dorm with her perpetrators, and how she really had no one to lean on. Unable to endure it any longer, I told my parents about my suffering, and my parents tried talking to the CEO of my agency. However, I repeatedly found myself in a situation where I was blamed instead. She goes on to say that after her perpetrators found out that she told the CEO, things got considerably worse. She was only allowed to call her parents for a short amount of time in front of her manager, and she describes feeling smaller and smaller. She describes the actions and behaviors that she had to endure, which included being insulted, being ridiculed, and so on, alleging that the company knew about it but did nothing. Because of this, I fell into a darkness of which I could not see the end, and I made an extreme decision, but it did not look as though they felt anything or felt even the slightest bit apologetic. So from there, she used the reasoning that her company gave her, which was to pursue an acting career so she could leave the group. And because she gave the reasoning that the company gave her, she received even more malicious comments and she was treated as a traitor. She said she tried to live more positively, but it was hard to forget her hardships. But now, thanks to the people who had courage for her, she must have courage for them as well. That's why I want to show people who have gone through similar pain to my own that victims can always recover from their wounds and live happily and healthy again. Hyunjoo also says that her company has halted all of her activities currently and is rejecting offers on her behalf without her consent. Ending with, for both myself and all the people reading these words, I hope that the rest of the month will be happy and warm. Thank you. Now, DSP Media have, of course, responded to this as well as two current members of April, but ultimately they deny her accusations and say that they are not true. But let's take a little look at DSP's response to Hyunjoo's statement. So they basically say that her statement is one-sided, that it's distorted and far from the truth. 5 years after her departure from April, due to the irresponsible behavior shown by Hyunjoo and her acquaintances against the April members and the agency she had worked through long hardships with, the members in the company have already suffered unbearable emotional distress as well as tangible and intangible damage. They go on to say that the members were hurt by this, of course, but that the truth will be revealed through legal procedure, similarly to what the two other members had said in their own letters. Ending off with, we once again apologize for causing many people to feel concerned and worried. Let us now move on to a little segment that I like to call K-pop Shenanigans, which is basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop this week. And oddly enough, the first thing I'm mentioning is not really fun. Well, it is fun. Not very little, though. So we have BTS who are collaborating with McDonald. Now, I'm sure we've all heard of this by now, but this is a little discussion section. I wanted to talk about it because I'm excited as hell. Like, I'm so ready to go get fat shamed at McDonald's. I don't even care. So it's going to have a 10-piece chicken McNuggets, medium fries, and a medium drink, as well as 2 new dipping sauces. This is huge. Like, this is huge. I'm really happy for BTS. We also have Kpop, who have introduced the members and their positions for their new girl group called Lightsum. How much do you want to bet one of the members is going to have a voice and a rap part that is going to sound exactly like Hyuna? Just, you know, it's in my predictions here. Harper's Bazaar Thailand have told people to look forward to Lisa's solo in June. Though it's important to note that YG have not released anything confirming or denying this. However, because they said June, I'm predicting it'll come out maybe in August. New East had their comeback with Inside Out. Twice had their Japanese release with Kura Kura, which comes before their confirmed comeback in June. 21 are still not expected to have a comeback in May. I know a lot of you guys are excited, asking why I'm not talking about it. Well, it's not true, my friends. Both CL and Boom's company have come out and said it's not true. I didn't believe it for a second, I'm not gonna lie. It didn't sound plausible to me, it didn't sound real. Also, we have a lot of ATEEZ very excited to see Mingi pictured in ATEEZ's fan club kit since being on hiatus, though KQ has not announced anything in regards to his return. Don't forget, if you would like to suggest a certain topic for this new show, if you would like to suggest some K-pop shenanigans, you can do so by sending me a message over on my Instagram. But yeah, that is basically it for this video. Thank you so much if you made it this far. If you did without skipping my watch time, thanks you. Don't forget you can join my channel members by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It honestly means the world to me. As for me, I'm gonna get going, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye!